Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Joe, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Gerber Center Drive Plus and also the Victorinox Swiss Spirit Plus Ratchet. So from what I understand, I did a lot of research on some of the best multi-tools that are out there currently, and I found these to be my top choices, and I just wanted to talk about some of the differences and why I chose these. I'm not going to be doing a spec by spec video here. I'm not going to be like, giving you the length of the items and things like this. I'm just going to give you my general experience. I can always include the link to where I got these in the description so you guys can find out the dimensions and all of the very nitty-gritty details about these two particular multi-tools. So, and I also wanted to give you an example as to why I actually chose these as my multi-tools, because I purchased each one for a specific, very specific, very different reason. So I'll get into that also. So to start off, this is the, well, you know what, we'll start off with this one, the Victorinox Swiss multi-tool Swiss Plus Ratchet. So if I get the names a little messed up, please forgive me, but I'll leave a link so you know exactly which ones that we're looking at. This one comes in a very nice case. We'll start with the case. Comes with a very nice case. It's very solid, looks very well built, and I gotta be honest, I don't like it. And the reason I don't like it is because it has this belt loop. It's a solid belt loop, and you have to literally open your belt every single time you want to use this. For this particular tool, out of the two, I won't be getting a case made for this. But I found somebody on Etsy who does Kydex cases, and so I'm going to be getting a Kydex case made for this particular tool here, the Gerber Center Drive, because that's going to be my everyday carry. But this one here I purchased specifically for my bug out bag, and the reason why is because, I'll show you in a moment, it has pretty much an entire toolbox wrapped into one multi-tool. You could do a little bit of everything a little bit well with this, and that's what I think I need for a bug out bag. So anyway, it's a very solid case, wonderful. If you don't mind this particular issue, I'm probably the only one in the world who cares about this, but I would prefer a clip, because I can't stand having to put my belt on and off every single time I want to put this on or take it off. It's a little bit annoying. If I want to wear sweatpants and carry my tool, I can't do that with this case. So again, you could get a Kydex case if you wanted, or some other type of case made specifically for this. So this again is the Victorinox, and it is very pretty, high polish, and what I like about it is it's a very good size, and the tools you can actually access, I believe, all of the tools from the outside. You don't have to open the tool up in order to access this, which is fantastic. So here you have a whole array of different tools, and like I mentioned, it's good for, like, if you need to carry a toolbox in your pocket. I mean, and why would you not want that for a bug out bag? Would I use every single one of these tools on a daily basis? Absolutely not. I would not, and that's why I would not want to carry this every single day, because honestly it'll kind of just get in my way, and it won't have specific tools that I do use every day. They won't be as fine-tuned as, for example, the Gerber Center Drive. The Gerber Center Drive has tools that I will use every day, and they make them very easily accessible when compared to this Victorinox. So you have a metal file, a wood file. You have these little scissors, these little spring action scissors, which is fantastic. You have a bottle opener, a can opener. You have a Phillips head screwdriver. You have an awl. You have a chisel. You have a saw. You have this weird butter knife looking thing, which is actually just a regular knife, but with a wave in it, which is, you know, interesting. It's got a, if you could notice, it's got a straight edge here. It's got a wave over here, which is a little bit weird to me. But this thing is very sharp. It can cut through cardboard very easily. If anybody's cut cardboard, they know how tough that can be. Folded up pieces of cardboard, this thing rips right through it. The one thing that I'm a little, you know, I'm wondering about is how I'm going to sharpen this, because typically it's easy to sharpen a straight edge blade, but as far as this wave goes, I don't know if you sharpen it the same way. I'm going to have to figure that out. But you can see you have a lot of variety in this tool. Let me just make sure I have everything out. Yeah, I have everything out. You have a lot of variety with this tool, and so if you want a little bit of everything, and you want something that's going to do a little bit of everything pretty well, well, this is a good option. You even have the needle nose pliers, but I'll get into that in a second. So something else that I appreciate about this tool is when you put these tools up, put these tools up. When you put these tools up, they lock. You see how I'm pushing down on these? They lock. And this is the unlock lever right here. So in order to put this down this saw, if you're using the saw, you have to unlock it, which is great because you're not going to accidentally close the saw in on your hand, or, you know, whatever the case might be. Every single tool locks, which is fantastic. The awl, can opener, chisel, this weird butter knife hybrid thing. Everything locks. File. Bottle opener. Actually, this might be the can opener, and the other one might have been the bottle opener. I don't use those items, so I don't really know, to be honest. Phillips head screwdriver. And you got this like mini flathead, which is pretty cool. And you got the scissors. So, you know, throughout this tool, there are some functions that I didn't mention. Like, for example, the bottle opener also doubles as a flathead screwdriver. You know, you can check that out on the website. I personally am not really going to be using those anytime soon for my purposes, because again, this is for the bug out bag, and if an emergency happens, I'll have the tool. So, you know, you can find out whatever tools specifics to get into more detail on the actual link. To get into the plier portion, it's great. You know, it's nice pliers. They have wire cutters here, as well as a wire stripper inside there. That little hole is the wire stripper. You got a heavy duty, you know, quote unquote heavy duty wire cutter, and then you got a light wire cutter in there. Like you'll see on a lot of different multi-tools, and I believe it might be on the Gerber, actually, the teeth, you're able to replace the teeth on the pliers. I believe that's the case, or maybe even replace the wire cutters. With this, you can't do that. So you're kind of stuck with these. But for my purpose, again, a bug out bag, how many times am I going to be bugging out? Hopefully none. So the ideal situation would be me never even using this. So the pliers are nice, but I don't like that I have to do this. I have to use my hand in order to open and close it. I like the automatics, which is one of the reasons why I'm not going to be using this as an everyday item, because not only does it doesn't do what I need to be done very well, It has all the functions that I might need on a daily basis, but they won't do any of those functions very, very well. It'll do them mediocre. And one of those is a plier. I use a plier every day, and I don't want to be doing this with my hand all day, every day. That's annoying to me. Another thing that I don't particularly like, not to bash the tool, because the tool's great. It's, like I said, it's a toolbox in your hand or in your pocket, but I don't like that there's no grip on this. And maybe I'm the only one who feels that way, but I don't particularly like the fact that there's no grip. It slides. It comes already greased in some oil, and this thing's just like sliding all over the place. If I were to use this plier, not only would I have to deal with the fact that I gotta keep kind of holding it up and opening it like this, but I gotta deal with the fact that my hands are slipping all over it. So that's another thing that I don't particularly like, and another reason why this would not be an everyday carry for me personally. Inside the case, you have a bit set. It comes with some bits already. I actually have to check to make sure that these are supposed to be empty because it didn't come full. So maybe this is just for my own stash of bits, which would be fine, but I want to make sure I didn't get gypped when I bought it. This is the ratchet. So as far as the ratchet goes, I haven't used it. I haven't really had a need to use it. Again, this is a bug out bag kind of situation, so I probably should use it. So this is tighten. This is loosen. And you have a very functional little ratchet. This is an extender in case you have to get somewhere that you can't really reach well. It's pretty awesome, you know. But again, I'm not going to need this stuff on a daily basis, personally. So it does a lot pretty well. Again, it's not going to do everything perfectly, but you don't expect that when you buy something like this. And if you do, then you're going to be disappointed, because it definitely does not do everything perfectly. I think I put this in backwards. I think this goes here. Again, once I'm done with this video, this is going right back in the bug out bag. And I'm going to do another video of all the stuff that I purchased during my bug out bag. I have a really well, I'd like to think well thought out bug out bag, because I took a lot of time and I did a lot of research, so hopefully I can get that video out soon. So this is a corkscrew. Something that I want to specifically note about this is, alright, so you got this corkscrew, right, which is great if you're like, you know, you need to open a bottle of wine in an emergency or something, which is cool. It goes like this, fits in right here, pop that in, and you just open it up. Fantastic. I don't drink, so that won't ever come in handy. This little eyeglass screwdriver, when I first got this, I was really happy that it came with this. Really happy that it came with this little eyeglass screwdriver, because you don't know when you're going to need one. And what happened the other day, I was in my hot tub and I accidentally dropped the remote into the hot tub water, and I had to get that remote open so I could fix it, get all the water out of it. And I had my Gerber with me, and this was useless. And the reason why it was useless is because it didn't have one of these little eyeglass screwdrivers. So this is perfect for, again, a bug out situation, because you might need a little eyeglass screwdriver. You don't know. And it was actually great that I had this upstairs in my bag. I was able to go and get it, and I was able to open up my remote to dry it out before it got destroyed, and it works now, which is fantastic. So there's a lot of great things about this tool that many people love, and that's why this is on the top list for most people when they're looking for a multi-tool. I mean, I couldn't find, it was amazing how many great reviews this had, and I can see why, because you have almost an entire toolbox on your waist. That being said, I would never carry this every day for my own purposes. This is my everyday carry, and this thing is absolutely fantastic. I love it. I'm sure I can find a little place to stick an eyeglass screwdriver in there if I wanted. Again, we'll start with the case. Fantastic case. I hate the fact that I don't have a clip. And you know, you spend hundreds of dollars on these tools, and you don't have a clip, and that's just annoying to me personally. Maybe it's just me. So anyway, I don't like the cases, even though they're very well made and attractive. I just don't, they're not functional to me. This came fully stocked with a bunch of cool bits that I'm probably going to end up swapping some out, but it came fully stocked, which is fantastic. And here is my everyday carry. This is the Gerber Center Drive, another very popular tool. The reason why it's called the Center Drive is because you can drive screws with this center. You see how this arm comes towards the center of the tool? It allows you to drive screws with a with a lot of torque, because this is located in the center of the tool, so you have all that force backing this one arm, which is really awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so functional for me. So you have all these bits that you can interchange with. This is the one I use the most, so I just keep in here, this Phillips here. This arm is it's like a regular size screwdriver. What other tool, multi-tool, can you say has a regular size screwdriver? That's something you use a lot. You're going to want this thing. It is so awesome. So anyway, you have that particular feature of the tool. And something else that you have is, let me see if I can be awesome and do this. There you go. You have pliers that just pop out of the clear blue sky. How awesome is that? This thing is so cool. It feels so satisfying when you use this, and 1 second you don't have pliers and the next second you do. It is just so sick. One-handed, out and in, one-handed. Just super satisfying and very functional. You can see here that the wire cutter and the stripper, it has a little screw there. You can change the bits, you can change out the pieces once they've become worn out, which is pretty awesome. It's just so cool. I'll sit around just going like this. It is just so much fun. But anyway, it's super functional and very easy to use for that reason. Another thing is, if you need a knife, boom, you have a knife. One-handed. This is an everyday carry for me, because what am I using often? I'm using a knife, and I'm using my pliers very, very often. I'm also using my screwdriver very, very often. One-handed everything. Look at this. This is just super everyday carry right here, because this is the stuff that I personally use all the time. And you know, there's other functions. About this knife. Again, you can check it out in depth. You can check it out in depth on the website, because I'm not going to go like too much into it. But yeah, this is perfect for an everyday carry for me in particular. We've got scissors here, which I don't know. I probably won't use the scissors often, but they're spring action scissors, which is cool. You got this little, I think this is a pry bar. I heard somebody call it a pry bar. You can also use it as like a wire stripper. If you wanted to try to do that, you could probably do that fine with no problem. Wire stripper, pry bar, whatever. I don't know what you're going to pry with it, but you got an awl. Super sharp awl. You know, I mainly bought this for, like I said, the pliers, the knife, and the what's it called, screwdriver. That's why I mainly bought this thing. But you have all these other things. You got this file. You know, I haven't used these once. you got a ruler in here too. You got a little ruler right here, 3 inches of length. You can see right here. So really cool, really functional, everyday carry for me. Very, very, very convenient tool, and it's made my life so much easier having it. I'm grateful to have it, and I'm grateful that I found it. And I did a lot of research before I went and bought an everyday carry. And I did a lot of research before I got myself a bug out bag tool. So again, that's my experience with these tools. I don't have much experience personally with multi-tools because I have a whole bunch of tools in my garage, everything tailored to my specific needs. But I realized that I should get one. It would be important to have in a bug out situation because I'm going to need my tools in that situation. God forbid we're in one. And I also realized, you know what? I might as well make my life easy and have an everyday carry as well. So this is my personal experience with these two tools. I hope that you appreciated the review. And if you're looking for an everyday carry, I would definitely recommend, obviously depending on what you're doing, the Gerber Center Drive. And if you're looking for a bug out bag situation type of a tool, multi-tool, I would definitely recommend this Victorinox Swiss Spirit Plus, because this has everything and this has just what you need. So on a daily basis. So that's my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it and got something out of it, and I appreciate you guys looking into these tools. Because it'll definitely improve your life just having these. They were a few $100 altogether. I want to say altogether they were about $300, maybe a little less than $300 for both. Well worth every single penny, because you have peace of mind in one pocket and then you have functionality in the other one. So anyway, I hope you guys are healthy and safe, and I'll talk to you soon.